The wooden block wedged between the bottom and back of the driver's seat made for a cockeyed ride. Though the seat's ability to hold a straightened position had been lost long ago, my first car, a battered blue Chevette, was the pride and joy of this 16-year-old. I was no longer marooned in my small town, left begging for rides to go somewhere, anywhere. What's more, I could now visit my favorite aunt and uncle, whom I'd not seen much since the recent sudden death of my mother in a car crash. Being with my mother's sister made me feel like I was reclaiming an ever so small piece of the life I had when Mom was still living. The loneliness lesson. I felt so grown up after having my driver's license for 12 days. I was a pro behind the wheel, I thought, so a quick trip to Uncle Bob's and Aunt Diana's 2 towns away would be no problem. I'd wanted to see them for some time. My agreement with Dad not to drive outside of my small town during the first month I had my license would be suspended temporarily. I was sure I would return without him ever knowing about the unauthorized trek. The long reach of Dad's heavy influence seemed blunted by the newfound freedom that came with my new wheels. Before long, the familiarity of South Main Street in Johnstown, Ohio, gave way to a frenetic 4-lane monstrosity. To be sure, I was tense on my maiden solo voyage to an out-of-town place. My grip on the wheel was tight, just like the driver in the videos. I looked left and right in my mirrors and glanced up to view the rearview reflection. I was totally focused, a model driver really. The tension eased as I took the Ohio 16 off-ramp that connected to the more familiar country type of road that would be the last leg of my 20-minute odyssey. At the end of the ramp, I complied with the stop sign, then looked left, right, and left again. At the request of my right foot, the gas pedal began releasing fuel. I was turning right. I was almost there. Out of nowhere, a Cadillac Fleetwood, driven by a lady named Rose, smashed into my prized possession. Dented like a discarded soda can, the Chevette was more beaten and bruised than before. The now unlatched seatbelt snapped back into place as I opened the door to survey the carnage outside. In no time, a military-trained state trooper in a large round hat with an extra-wide brim offered a ticket and delivered a lecture about failure to yield. A tsunami of tears made the citation difficult to read. Rose was fine, but my disobedience had put me on the ropes. My wide-opened eyes and scrunched eyebrows showed the fear of my immediate future. A reunification with my father under circumstances that would be less than ideal.
You chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father. You chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister. You chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?